Hey, how's it going? Hopefully you clicked on this video to learn about a different way to make money. If so, perfect. Make sure you watch the complete video. At the end, I'm going to be talking about how you're able to get access to an educational platform. Hey, so I'm going to go ahead and go straight to it. So this is HFX trading. It stands for high frequency Forex, right? So for income purposes, I'm going to be using this specific account on IQcent. So IQcent is a broker where you're able to trade on, right? So if you guys look over here on this right hand side, it tells you the amount that's in your account, right? On this left hand side, you have the different currencies you're able to trade, right? So if you look right here, I have selected USD CAD. So what that means is I'm gonna be trading the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, right? So since this does pay in percentages, right here it tells me exactly how much is going to be paying out. I always recommend to go for 70% or higher. It does fluctuate on how much is paying out, so it doesn't mean it's always going to be paying out 60%, right? So for every dollar that I do trade, I'm going to be making 60 cents on this specific pair right now, right? So if you look over here on this right hand side, they have different options when it comes to the length of the trade. Since it is time-based trading, you are able to take, longer trade times, right? So I always tell people leave it on turbo if you're trying to trade a short period of time, which is my favorite. So right here where it has time, you're able to select how much time you want the trade to last, right? So it has 1 through 5. Well, it actually goes up to 30, but for now I'm gonna just show that 1 through 5. Fixed time. So when the fixed time is on, if I have 1 minute selected, the trade is gonna last exactly 1 minute long, right? If fixed time is off, it's gonna go based off of the market time, so most likely it's gonna be shorter than the actual 1 minute, right? So they're both pros and cons. You can learn about that. So down here under that is the amount that you're gonna be trading. As of now, this is $1, but make sure you guys always have the correct amount that you want to risk. Excuse me. So under this, it actually has the profit, right? Since this was paying 60%, that's why it tells us 60 cents. So right here, it has a green button and a red button, right? Call and a put. So basically what a call means is you expect the market to go up. So what happens is when you push the call button, it's going to make a green line, and if the market is above that line, whenever the time expires of the 1 minute, you will win that trade, right? If you put a put, that means the market should go down below the price that you entered at. If it does within that 1 minute, you win that trade, right? So right here it tells you where the market is right now. I always recommend people to look at the last 3 numbers because I know it can get confusing if you look at everything. So I always look at the last 3 numbers. So right now I'm actually going to get into a $1 trade for 1 minute just so you guys can see it, right? But right before that, I'm gonna actually talk about rollover, right? So rollover is a feature where you're able to buy more time, right? So let's say I enter a trade. I did my research. I knew it was gonna go up, but it just went down, right? So since it's time-based trading, sometimes you need a little bit more time, right? So you're able to push this rollover button and get yourself more time. It does charge you 30%. So whatever amount that you risk, it will add 30% to that. So if you end up winning that trade, your win is going to be a little bit bigger, right? But because you risked a little bit more, right? That makes sense. So with the double up, the double up is basically where you're able to enter into a different position, right? So I'm not gonna get too much into that. So if you're able to get into a better position and you know the market is gonna go down, you're able to click that double up button and it will have the same expire time as your first trade, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and just enter into one. So this is me just getting into one, not looking at anything else. So just so you guys can see, I put a put right there. You see it's loading. So when it does load and get me into that trade, oh, it rejected it. Okay, let me do it one more time. Boom, right there, I got in. So if you look, it actually made this line right here, this red line, that is my entry price. So what I want the market to do is be below that price and I win the trade. If you see this red line right here, this is my expire time. Since I did 1 minute, this is where the line has to be under, right? So see, it's above right now, so that means I'm losing the trade right now, right? For me to win this trade, it has to be below the line, right? So I could use this rollover button, but since I didn't do any research, I'm just let it happen, right? So if you look, it did go below. So right now, if it stays below when it crosses this red line, I will win this trade. And since I did risk $1, it should say $1.60, right? So it did jump up. Okay, so I did lose that trade, no worries, right? That's exactly why I only did $1. So right there, it tells me that I lost a trade since I got $0 back, so that's fine. So right there, just showed you guys how that works. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna enter it to a call so you guys see the difference on that. So boom, just got into that call right there. Perfect. So if you guys see, instead of the line being red, it's actually green, as well as the expire line, right? This is also green. So since I entered into a call, for me to win this trade, it has to be above this green line, which is my entry price at 150. So let's see what happens. You also have access to this candle chart. I'm not gonna explain too much about it, right? But once you know a little bit more about it, you can understand this chart and you're able to make decisions. You know, this is able to help you make decisions whether the market is going up or down, right? So let me just see what happens right here. So if it does stay on your entry price, what will happen is you just get your money back and you don't lose the trade, you don't win the trade, right? So I did end up losing that trade, which is completely fine. I'm gonna exit out of it, right? And for you to actually see how much you've traded, right? Because I know sometimes, you know, you take some trades, you're like, oh wait, how many did I trade? How many did I win? How many did I lose? You're able to come down here and click this, put it on close, and this tells you how many trades you took and if you won them and if you lost them. So right here it shows I took 4 trades since they were all $1 each. It's a total of $4. So first trade I traded $1 and I won it. Second trade traded $1, lost it. Third, $1, lost it. Another one, $1, lost it, right? So you're with this, so you're also able to see all of your trades, right? If you are going to be trading and you did look at that, I always recommend to put it back on open. That way you have access to the rollover, the double up, if you need it. So let me move this out the way. So another thing about it is that, like I said, there are more brokers, right? There's one like Videforex, which looks completely the same. If you guys see this, it looks almost the same, just the background is different. There's Raceoption that is also really good. One that I recommend the most is Videforex. I like it. It's the most, I feel like it's the most smooth with not much lag. But yeah, if you do want to have access to those, I can put a link in the chat where you're able to, you know, make your own account. You have to fund your own account and all of that. I do have a special link for IQcent where you're able to fund a minimum of $100. So if you do want that, make sure you guys hit me up on Instagram and ask for that. Just like I said earlier, how you guys are able to get connected with live education and stuff, and an educational platform. So I am partnered with a company, right? And they have live education and live analysis and all of that, right? So this is one of the tools that we actually have. This literally tells you when to buy and when to sell. Right, so I know you guys are gonna be like, how do I know when to buy, when to sell? Right, it keeps it really simple. I'm not gonna get into it, but we have something like this where it tells you how you're able to buy, when you're able to buy, when you're able to sell. We also have live educators, right? Videos explaining how everything works. So if you do want to have access to all of that, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram, DM me invest, and if you can, like a few pictures, that way I make sure I hit you back. But other than that, if you like this video, comment some emoji, whatever you want to comment. And if you did learn something, make sure you subscribe and like the button, hit the like button, because I will be dropping more videos like this on different ways to make money, not just this, right? So with that being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your day.